Happy Half New Year. So, we're here today at Hollywood Gatekeepers, where we train people how to read and analyze screenplays, how to write screenplays, how to work in the film industry. We do that every day here. And today we are celebrating Half New Year. So, happy Half New Year. What is Happy Half New Year? Well, allow me to explain. So, every single year, we start the year, we have randomly decided that we are going to set our goals in January. So, we start the year in January and we're all gung ho and we set our goals or we make our resolutions or we have our word for the year, whatever it might be. And then by the time we get to the mid year, which is right now, we kind of forgotten what those things are. And so we've been celebrating this for several years now here at Hollywood Gatekeepers, where we have decided that we are going to reset on July 1st and have happy half New Year so that then we can reset our goals. We can decide how has it been going, and we're going to look forward and we're going to decide what are we going to do for the remainder of the year so that we can end the year strong. So that's why we celebrate Happy Half New Year. It has become a tradition around here. I really love it. And I want to share that with you today. And so today I'm going to walk you through 5 steps that you can take to reset things so that you can have the best year ever. The rest of the year will be the best of your year. And you can really decide what you want to do that. So I'm going to share my screen really quick, and I'm just going to show you a couple of steps that you can take so that you can have the best year ever. So we start the year, the Happy Half New Year, by evaluating. We look back and we evaluate. How did it go so far? What have we done so far that we're proud of? What have we done where there was a left turn that's happened that we weren't expecting? How did we handle that? What are the things that we decided that we did want to do? And then what are the things that we actually decided we did want to do, but then we didn't do? And we look back and we evaluate our year, but we do this with all the love in our heart. We do it without a lot of self-judgment. We do that without beating ourselves up. It's just an experiment. It's just a way to look back, because the way that you move forward in your life to accomplish the things that you want to accomplish is to make a goal, try something, see if it works, and then adjust from there. Just like junior high science fair, where we're going to make a hypothesis, we're going to try something new, we're going to see if it worked, and then we're going to decide from there what to do next. So that's what we're doing here. We're looking back on our science experiment of this year to look and see how has it been going. What were the things that we wanted to do, we didn't do, that kind of thing. So look back and evaluate and be honest with yourself and find ways also to be proud of yourself. The fact that you're showing up here and you're watching this, that says a lot. So be proud of yourself for doing that work. So go ahead and look back at your year. And then the next step that we want to do is we want to decide what to let go of and what to keep. And so you're going to look back and you're going to decide, were these things that happened this year, did they benefit me? Did they not benefit me? What do I want to keep out of what I've learned so far? And what do I want to let go of? And you can just let go of the things that didn't work for you. There's no big deal. It doesn't have to be a big drama. It can just be okay, that didn't work. Let's try something new. When you see a baby learning to walk and it falls, you don't go, oh, well, I guess this walking thing's not going to work out, right? We go, oh, no, we get up and we try the next thing. So this is what you can do, is just to look back and decide, what do you want to let go of? And then what do you want to keep? And there's some things that you want to keep, and there's some things that you want to let go of. And so then the next step after you do that is to identify your desire. What do you really, really want? Sometimes we don't really know what we want, and I don't think that we are asked that enough. And so a lot of times we don't actually know what we want. We're kind of tripping through life, doing things based on what other people need, based on kind of what's landing in front of us. And we're not being decisive about, this is what I really want. I mean, if you're here and you're in our world, it has something to do with movies and writing screenplays or analyzing screenplays or something. What do you really want within that? And not what do you think you can have? What do you actually really want, whether you know how to get there or not? A lot of the times we decide what we want based on some past thing where we go, well, I only can have this because I only am familiar with that. Look back at what you have done and use that. You can, like we just did, to decide what to do next, to influence things, but it doesn't have to determine what you're going to reach for. You can reach for things that you've never done before. That's okay. And you can use some of the things from your history to help you, but they don't have to determine your future. So reach for what you want. Decide what is the desire that you want. And then the next step is to figure out what are the resources that you need to accomplish this desire? What do you need to kind of learn, or who do you need to meet, or what are the things that you need? A lot of the times we have these desires and wants and we don't really have a clear vision. And sometimes, yeah, you won't know what it is exactly, but you'll start to know. The fact that you're here shows that you're someone who already starts to research and figure out what can help me, what resource can I use, what can I do? Like, keep doing that. Like, whatever got you here in this moment, keep doing more of that and figuring out, like, what are some of the resources that I could use to move forward. And we here at Hollywood Gatekeepers, that's, our main gig is we're like trying to give you resources that will help you move forward to the next thing. We have the screenreader system to help people learn how to analyze screenplays. And we have the Write Now program, which tells you how to write a screenplay in 90 days. And those are both inside of our membership. So people can become a member and they can decide which way they want to go and get things done. So you might be watching this, you might be already doing that. We might be working together right now, or you might be new to me and you're just kind of figuring this out. Whatever it might be for you, decide, like, what are the resources that you think you need? Do you think that you do need some kind of course or something to help move you forward? Is it community that you need? Do you feel like you're not supported by the people in your life? That's another reason why we've created a community, so that everyone can help each other. And it is amazing. We have people that have come in, met, and that get married in our community, because it's like, we really do want to be that safe place where you can reach for something you've never done before. It's totally welcome. And it's like, we don't think you're delusional. We think this is a place to try to do that. So finding those people that will be around you, that will support you, can be really, really empowering. So once you figure out what you need, and you can do it with us, you can do it somewhere else, like whatever works for you, figure out what are the resources that you need. And then the next step is to manage those outcomes. And this is the most difficult part. So we are here at Happy Half New Year, which could be seen in the screenplay world of, when you look at how a screenplay functions, could be seen as the midpoint, right? This is the midpoint of the year. And then the midpoint in a story, in a screenplay, it's right in the middle of the screenplay, the protagonist usually hits some kind of fork in the road and they have to make a decision. And it's also a time where they start to see that they might not be all that. Like, they might have some flaws, or sometimes a supporting character will come in and show them what their flaws are, or something significantly shifts. And that's very common in the middle of the story. Like, you actually need that to keep your story going in a really interesting way, right? You want that protagonist to have a really clear shift right in the middle of your story. Well, we're right in the middle of the year. So this is the perfect time to make that kind of shift. And maybe that's right where you are in your life, but maybe it's not. Maybe you've already kind of made some decisions and now you kind of feel like everything's falling apart. So this is what I mean by managing outcomes. So look and see, are you getting close to what you want? Are you getting the things that you want, or is it going a bit south? And as we know in the screenplay world, when the protagonist goes over that midpoint, often the next step is that everything falls apart. In a rom-com, it's where they lose the love of their life, or they break up, or there's some obstacle that comes in. It's that moment of despair where everything falls apart, and we sort of expect it and we sort of love it, honestly, in a film, because once that thing falls apart, then the protagonist needs to overcome something, and we absolutely love that. And then they start building to that point of no return that ends in the climax and the great resolution, right? And so if you are in a moment where it feels like everything's falling apart, nothing's going your way, kind of liken yourself to that protagonist who is in that all is lost moment, and know that the reason that things are falling apart and the reason it feels like it's all going south is because you are changing and you are trying something new, and you are like in this era of like really like moving forward in a way that you've never done before. And when we do that, often the result is things go a little bit awry. Our central nervous system gets a little freaked out because we're not used to doing this kind of work or whatever it might be. And so then we start to panic a little bit, and then we might make some not great choices from that place of panic, and things can kind of go not in the direction that we expected or that we even want. And if that's happening to you, I know it sounds a little strange, but it could be good news. It could be evidence that things are actually changing, that you're mucking it up a bit, that you're letting go of some old patterns, that you're stepping out of things that are familiar, that feel so comfortable, but they just don't serve you. And you're done with that. And you're like, I don't want that anymore. But you know what you don't want. Many people know what they don't want, but moving towards what you do want can be very, very tricky and painful. And so as you do that, if things start to fall apart, relationships start to change, you start to go, what the heck? Why is this happening and that happening? Know that this could be you stepping into you, right? You stepping into a new version of yourself. And that will give you the capacity to be able to sort of break free and lean into it, right? So when we think about that protagonist at 3/4 of the way into the story and everything falls apart, and then we see them make the recovery and then go for the gold, if you will. This is when we're running to the airport in the rom-com, right? This is when we're going into battle. We're going to fight for the big thing. Like this might be where you are in your life. And so being able to manage the outcomes that are coming from you making some new decisions, from you trying new things, from all of the things that are happening in your life, like really start to be aware and open up to what, what might be the future for yourself. So how do you push reset, right? How do you decide to have a new life? How do you make that happen? How do you manage those outcomes? And if you push that reset button and you get that fresh energy for the second half of the year, like how do you do that? Well, one of the ways, and it might sound, too simple, but it really is this simple, is just to slow down a minute, take that deep breath and breathe and open yourself up. We have a tendency to go through life in this closed off, I can't believe this is happening. I'm so frustrated. Why did they say that? Why did this happen? This is terrible. And when we come from there, we're all closed off. It's much harder to have an inspired idea. Inspired ideas come to us when we're more relaxed, when we're more open. And when we can open up, we can start to see opportunity that we couldn't see before because our eyes were shut. We're in the fetal position of life, right? And we're like so closed off to anything that might be new that the opportunities just don't come in the same way. And you can be struggling with a lot of things. It doesn't mean you need to close off. You can love yourself. You can get people around you who love you. You can come into communities where we practice this kind of thing. We also have a coaching program in our programs inside of our membership where, we're doing the tactical things once a week where we're learning how to write our screenplay or break into the industry as a story analyst. But then we're also meeting each week just for life coaching. I'm a certified life coach. I'm Carolyn J. Carpenter, by the way, if we haven't met. And I'm a certified life coach, and I will help you figure out, like, how do you face the blank page? How do you face imposter syndrome? What do you do when the people who love you don't support you? Like, how do you do that? And we talk about that each week so that we can do both things, so that we can reach for those really big goals. Because if you're here and you want to do something in the film industry, that's amazing. And we want to be able to handle whatever happens in your nervous system because you're reaching for all of that. And so when you can relax and you can kind of breathe and you can open yourself up and find ways to regulate your nervous system, whether it's, going for a walk, taking a shower, meditation is fantastic. If you can just sit in a quiet corner, I have my little cozy corner set up so I can sit and just meditate for a moment and just calm my breath and really start to relax. And as you do that, you will be amazed at the ideas that will come, at the inspiration that will come, and it will help you move into the next direction, right? So this is how we can manage our outcomes and really see like what is possible for us as we move forward within whatever it is we decide to do. So to recap, we want to look back and evaluate what we've been through and decide what we want to let go of and what we want to keep. And then really pinpoint our desires of what it is that we want. And then look to see what are the resources that I need in order to get what I want. It's so amazing right now. There's so many tools everywhere that we can use. And then how do you manage the outcome? How do you manage the outcome with all the things that you're trying to do? How do you manage your mind around it? So where are you right now? Are you in the midpoint and you feel like you're making that decision and you're going to reset and you're trying to do the next thing? Have you kind of already done that and your kind of things are falling apart and it's a little topsy-turvy right now and you're trying to figure things out? Has that already happened? And you're just roaring to go and you're like, I'm in the point of no return. Let's go. Let's do this thing. I'm ready. And you like kind of know the path that you want to take and you're finishing your screenplay or maybe you're in the screener system and you're finishing our course or whatever it might be, like whatever it is that you're finishing up, whatever you have some project that you're finishing or whatever, like, where are you? And sometimes things can be really hard And sometimes things can be really easy, and life is beautiful and messy and awful and wonderful and tragic and all the things. So the more that we can just be aware, manage our expectations around it, and be aware that it is all the things. And it doesn't mean that all the things have to bring us down. It means that we can take an opportunity that is manufactured, just like New Year's. Hello, happy half New Year. And we can decide, okay, July 1st, this is the day. This is the day where I say, enough, or let's go, or breathe, or what is it for you? I love that we can do this together. I absolutely love doing these trainings with you. So if you'd like to learn more about our programs, you can just look below. There's a link there where you can learn about what we do, or you can learn about private coaching or whatever it is that you need. I'm super happy that you're here. So happy half New Year. I'm so honored and happy to celebrate with you. Again, I'm Carolyn J. Carpenter, and I can't wait to see what you do with the rest of your year.